As Illinois State men's basketball team is working in the offseason, they have received good news as they secure a spot in the Cayman Islands Classic Basketball Tournament. Good afternoon, I'm Katrina Beck. Tuesday, the organization announced the 8 teams that would play in the tournament in November. Among the teams are Clemson, Creighton, Georgia State, and St. Bonaventure, who all competed in the 2018 NCAA tournament. Today, I'm joined by ISU Assistant Women's Basketball Coach Scott Gillespie and WZND's News and Sports Director, Nick Sadowski. Thanks for joining me today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So, Nick, what are your thoughts on the men's team being able to compete in the tournament with such high caliber teams?
Well, I think it's very respectable to the program of Illinois State. I mean, they made the championship game again last season or this past season, and it didn't go the way we wanted to. I was there for WZND. I was reporting on it. I broadcasted it, so I saw the whole tournament. And I think it's just like I said, it's very respectable to the program that they have very high talent. Everybody's going to be coming back next year, so they have a really good shot at being the top team in the conference again. And a team like Clemson, they went to the Sweet 16, and the other 3 teams were in the tournament as well. So I think it's just a very, very, very respectable decision.
So, Scott, Nick already touched on the fact that the talent that's returning next year. What do you think? How do you think that will help them compete in this tournament?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea for Coach to challenge his team early in this tournament. Even though it is in November, it's going to have late season implications. The Valley getting a lot of exposure this year in the NCAA tournament due to Loyola and the year before having left Illinois State out. I think anytime you can play in a tournament like this early, it allows you to get wins over some teams who, like Clemson, plays in the ACC, arguably the best conference in the country, and then other NCAA teams. I think they could start to really build on their resume early in the year, which would be great if they stay healthy and everything comes to form.
Yeah, so Nick, building on their resume, do you think this will obviously help in their postseason play or their chance to play in the tournament next year?
I really do, because 2 seasons ago, Illinois State had possibly what was the best season in their history, and they didn't make the tournament, and Dan Muller was not too happy. We saw him on Twitter, saying some stuff, but he really wanted a really tough non-conference schedule in the beginning, and he got one this past season, and he got one again.
Okay, let's move on to the NBA playoffs. Scott, what's your first impression of the first round of playoff games?
The first round has been dominated by some unique storylines. I think Philadelphia is my biggest surprise, kind of just seeing a young team come together like they have, and it was just 3 short years ago that they were winning like 10 games. So it's crazy to think that they could challenge LeBron and beat the Cavs to come out of the East.
And Nick, who do you think is playing their best basketball right now?
I think Rajon Rondo is. Playoff Rondo is back. Rondo is up there in age. He's getting up there, but teams are still giving him a chance, because playoff teams in that fact are giving him a chance. He was on the Bulls last season when the Bulls made the playoffs, and he performed well until he got hurt. But this playoffs with the Pelicans, he's almost averaging a triple-double, so he's doing really good things on the court right now.
I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about Greg Popovich's wife passing away. So how do you think that played a role into the way the Spurs played last night? They're down 3-0 against the Warriors, but how do you think that affected their game?
Whenever someone close to the team or whenever someone close to anyone sports-wise passes away, it does have a monumental effect, not even on the Spurs, but the entire league. We saw LeBron in the post-game interview had a tremendous effect on him, but it definitely served the Spurs to probably, an extra light.
Thanks so much for joining me and talking about basketball today. The NBA playoffs continue tonight as the Cavaliers and the Pacers go head-to-head at 6, Raptors and Wizards at 7, and Celtics and Bucks at 8:30.